This week on TGC News, a space-inspired pistol comp, new stuff from Ruger, and we all set a record. TacPack is an enthusiast subscription service that is focused on bringing you the stuff you need straight to your door on a monthly basis. Every month is different, and you can be met with gun parts, accessories, cleaning gear, or even some bigger and cooler shenanigans. And because you're watching TGC, if you use the code TGC Knife, you'll get a free ABKT knife. And if you use the code TGC Brake, you will get a free muzzle brake. Only when you punch them in over at TacPack.com. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. I'm kicking off this week's show with a little call to action. I've been telling you guys for a very long time that in order for us to maintain our gun rights and even push back in the other direction, it is imperative that you, that's everybody out there watching, get involved. That is always met with, John, how do I get involved? Well, I have a really good opportunity for you. On November 2nd, we're going to DC, the nation's capital. It is time that we show the world how important our gun rights are. So please, if you can spare the time, join me in DC. I will be speaking along with Eric from IV8888, Josh Prince, Maj Toure, and a bunch more folks. I put out a full video on this over the weekend, so go check that out for more details, or you can go to the website, secondamendmentrally.com. I really hope to see you guys there. Now, let's jump into the news. Ruger returned last week with some news, and yet again, there is more Ruger news. We've talked in the not-so-distant past about a bunch of different chassis that had come out for the Ruger PC Carbine, and it seems Ruger has taken note of that. And now they produce their own. I think it's pretty interesting to see them heading sort of closer to that AR9 setup. What is also very interesting about this chassis is that instead of being machined from aluminum like most of the other ones, it's actually made of glass-filled polymer. Of course, all of the key features are still present, like the 16-inch barrel, the 17-round mags with the interchangeable magwell, and the takedown system. They've also included an M-LOK handguard out the front, with a weirdly placed Picatinny rail section on top of the barrel itself. No idea what that's for. And of course, a pistol grip and adjustable stock, and that's kind of it. The new chassis variants are set at $799 MSRP. Now, for reference, the base model is $649, and the model with just that M-LOK handguard is $729. On top of that, Ruger has announced some new models of the Mini 14, specifically the tactical line. One that is brown, sort of speckled black spots on the stock, that's one version, and another that is sporting an ATI Strikeforce stock setup. I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised that the Mini 14 is still in production, let alone having new models. I suppose these fall into the category of wanting to shoot a very popular caliber, in this case 5.56, in a different style of gun. The price tag on these is $1,069 for the brown speckled stock and $1,089 for the ATI version. Yeah, for the price of two AR-15s, you can have a gun known to be less accurate. I guess cool factor matters in this case. What do you guys think about all these new offerings from Ruger? Do they get your gears turning, or are you just sitting there going, next? This next story is about a muzzle device for a Glock. If you follow the show regularly, you know if it's going to get airtime, it's probably pretty neat, right? Well, this one is very unique. It's made by Strike Industries, and it's called the Mass Driver. It takes its name from spacecraft that utilize the ejection of a segment of the craft to propel itself along. With a pistol compensator, the standard approach is to attach it to the muzzle, actually physically attach it to the barrel, and when the round is fired, the gases are used to try and give the gun a more neutral feel in the hand. Some are better at accomplishing this than others. At a certain point, when a muzzle device gets too heavy, it starts to interfere with the actual function of a gun. This is why pistol suppressors have a spring-loaded attachment system called a Nielsen device. I'm not an expert on the physics behind how all that works, but I'll try to explain things for you guys on a fairly basic level. This new comp seems to take a page from that suppressor book of knowledge and uses the information in a slightly different way. Instead of the comp being mounted to the barrel, this one utilizes a replacement guide rod system. Inside the gun all is pretty much normal. On the muzzle end, the rod is sort of extended out and a spring is added into the base of the comp itself. When you fire a shot, the gases propel that spring-loaded comp forward, away from the gun, in an attempt to mitigate the mechanical recoil of the gun. So imagine them going into different directions. The idea makes sense. Hang a weight out away from the gun to help with muzzle rise. I say it attempts to do this because I'm pretty skeptical. I don't doubt that as a compensator, it works fine. I mean, it's huge, there's lots of holes, it's going to do something. But when I was watching the promo video, I noticed that the motion of the comp springing forward was completed, meaning it came back to where it started long before the slide hit the end of its travel. In my brain, it would only work effectively if the movement were happening in sync at the same rate, right? However, I will admit, physics are a thing. And maybe that motion is enough to counteract things. There's only one way to test this. I'm working on getting one, and we will use the high-speed camera to see if this is BS or not. Science will happen.
Yes, science!
Pricing on the Mass Driver comp is listed as $90 on Strike's website. However, you can only buy it through Primary Arms, and that is listed at $80. So this really unique thing for $80, that's not bad if it works. If you're watching this anywhere besides YouTube, there will be a link in the description to check that out. We have more to get to, so we are going to tackle it rapid fire style. First up, Taurus has expanded the Raging Hunter line, which normally comes in either 44 mag or 357 mag. Now you can get one in the big boy 454 Casull. There are 6 individual models. It's 3 different barrel lengths and 2 different color schemes. They'll come in 8 3/8, 6 3/4 inch, and 5 1/8 inch barrels. The colors are a 2-tone matte stainless kind of setup or an all black matte. Pricing on these is $919.55 for the stainless and $910.27 for the all black. That is weird pricing. Also new this week is an upgraded version of the Sig Romeo 1 reflex style sight. It's called the Romeo 1 Pro, and it seems to be aimed at the likes of the Leupold Delta Point and the Trijicon RMR. The basic premise is that this is a more durable and overall better version of the sight. Pricing on that starts at $520 for the black version and $550 for the FDE version. Curious to see how that plays out in terms of longevity and durability. Paging Sage Dynamics. There is an optic for you to destroy, yet again. And I've got some really good news to share with you guys. We set a record. By we, I mean gun owners. The NICS check numbers are in, and in September of 2019, we recorded the highest number ever of background checks for that month. The previous highest was back in 2016 with just under 2 million background checks, and this year we did 2.2 million. About 200,000 more. It seems like threats of gun control and politicians like Beto O'Rourke running their mouth has led to some really strong sales. Yet again, this always happens every time a politician does it. Yay, guns, let's go buy guns. Have you ever tried to put a gun together with this, or these, or maybe this, or maybe even this? Maybe it's time to consider getting some schooling from Sonoran Desert Institute. SDI offers courses from some of the best and brightest the gun industry has to offer. From gunsmithing to reloading to full-on associate's degrees in firearms technology, you can learn all of that from the comfort of your own home. To learn more, head over to sdi.edu. And now, as you guys requested, Patton's Armoury. This is a segment where I grab one of my personal guns and tell you guys about it. This is what I call my yeet cannon. I'll take it out of the absurd holster here. Guys, this is a High Point C9. I'll hold it where Izzy can hopefully not have the green interfere with the green screen behind me. This is a High Point C9. It has been milled out, texturized, all kinds of fancy stuff, and painted with a camo that uses my face. So I sent this to my buddy Steve at Mad Pig Customs, and he did this for me. It's incredible. We haven't done a video on it yet, but I'm really excited about it. It has an actual Trijicon RMR mounted to the slide, and it's been stippled. It's the probably one of the world's most expensive high points. Anyway, guys, I thought you would enjoy this one. I'm sure we'll be doing a video on the future on this, but enjoy anyway. If you guys like seeing my guns from week to week and you want to see more, let me know down in the comments. And that is it for this week's show, guys. If you disliked the video, hit that button. If you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, and consider supporting us via the links in the video description. Be sure to check out our website, theguncollective.com, and get signed up for our mailing list. We have an Amazon affiliate store, and of course, that giant list of affiliates and discount codes that I told you guys about last week. Head over to the TGC Surplus channel and get subscribed for our podcast. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. What is also very interesting, we'll give you a clean line here. Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.